Hi guys, this is John Sundaraj from Sloop Stash. Today we will be discussing about how to effectively implement blue-green deployment strategy on our production infrastructure. Here we will be discussing about 7 important points related to blue-green deployment. So the first thing is the purpose. We need to know what is the exact purpose to implement the blue-green deployment. And we will be discussing about the exact need for blue-green deployment. And third, we will be discussing about this architectural implementation of blue-green deployment. And fourth, we will be discussing about how to effectively deploy or release our application source code onto the servers. And the fifth thing is, we will be seeing how to effectively warm up our servers, app servers, before routing the traffic to it. And the sixth thing is, we will be discussing about how to gradually switch the traffic into the app server farm. And the seventh thing is, we'll be discussing about some important do's and don'ts in blue-green deployment strategy. Now let's discuss about the purpose of blue-green deployment. When we are trying to do in-place deployments, we'll be deploying the source code, the application source code in the servers directly. And then we'll do an application service restart, and then we'll be doing some web server restart, proxy restarts and all. During these restarts and code release, our customers who are accessing our service will definitely see a glitch. In fact, they will get some errors, they may see some timeouts, they will see some gateway errors, 400 errors, 500 errors, like that. So when they are seeing such kind of errors, it will be slightly irritating for them. So they somehow feel uncomfortable with our service, our product. So in order to avoid these kind of scenarios, and to provide a good, better experience for our customers, we opt for blue-green deployment. Now let's see what is the exact need for blue-green deployment. We don't need to choose blue-green deployment on every scenario because it does not suit like that. Only if we have a very big paying customer base, and if our customers expect high quality from our product or service, if they cannot tolerate any kind of small glitches or downtimes or during the deployments and all that, in those scenarios we need to definitely opt for blue-green deployment strategy. And one more thing, if we are a B2B startup, our product is used by other businesses, so other businesses rely on our product service. So in such scenario, when we are deploying, if we produce some downtimes and if we have some glitches and all that, their business will also be affected. That is the exact scenario where we need to opt for blue-green deployment. Now let's take a look at the architecture of blue-green deployment. If you look into this diagram itself is very self-explanatory and very easy to understand. You see here, this is an entire production environment. This is not two environments, this is one single production environment. You see the customer traffic getting into the application servers via the load balancer and proxy. This is a very important component in the blue-green deployment. Basically, you can use the load balancer and proxy as Nginx. It's a very highly scalable web server, and you can also use HA proxy. If you are in Amazon EC2 service, you can choose Amazon ALB or something like that. So it's up to us. The choice is ours. We can choose anything. And if you look into this, the customer traffic enters into the load balancer and proxy, and the load balancer distributes the traffic to the blue fleet. So according to this diagram, the current traffic is being served from the blue fleet application servers. This is also application servers, and this fleet is also application servers. But right now, the current customer traffic is served from the blue fleet application servers. Basically, this green fleet application servers are in a passive mode, which means they are all turned off. It is not up and running. This is also application servers, and this is also application servers. When we are going to do the code deployment, usually companies do deployments every week, some companies do deployment every 3 days, some companies do deployment every day. It depends upon the company. So when we are going to do a code deployment, source code deployment, what we need to do is, here these are all the passive servers according to our diagram. We need to first turn on these green servers. We need to first turn on these green fleet servers, and once the servers are turned on, we need to deploy the source code on each and every single server. And once the deployment is over, we need to gradually divert the traffic from blue fleet to the green fleet with the help of the load balancer. Basically, controlling this load balancer will slowly divert the traffic to this green fleet. So this is how we can divert the traffic. And once the entire traffic is diverted to the green fleet, we need to turn off this blue fleet servers. We don't have to pay for this. We need to turn off these blue fleet servers, and hence this will be turned on. The live customer traffic will be then served by the green fleet servers. In the next deployment, what happens is we need to then turn on this blue fleet servers, and we need to basically do the same procedure, deploy the code here, and then we slowly divert the traffic from green fleet to the blue fleet servers. So this is how blue-green deployment architecture works. Now let's talk about the deployments. If you look into this diagram, according to this diagram, the green fleet application servers are the passive servers, meaning it is turned off state and it is not serving any customer traffic. Now we need to first power on this green fleet application servers, and then we need to deploy our code on all these servers in a single instant. You can also use Chef, you can use Ansible, you can use Salt, it's up to our choice. Once the deployment is done on these servers, we need to thoroughly test our deployment. Basically, we need to test all the features, whether it is properly working or not, and all these things. So once the thorough testing is done, then only we can start diverting the traffic. So this is how we can effectively do deployment. Now let's discuss about the warming. Many used to skip this warming step, but this is the very important step in blue-green deployment. Once the deployment is done in your green fleet application servers, we cannot just let that divert the traffic to the application servers, because the processes that is going to run in the application servers need to start more threads, need to start more sub-process. It could be like that. So if it is not ready for serving that much amount of huge traffic, suppose your customer traffic, your customers are eating your load balancer at the rate of 1 million requests per minute. If you are just trying to divert at least 1 lakh requests to this fleet of servers, it will definitely go down, because it is not ready for that. That is the whole purpose of warming. We need to try to simulate artificial traffic and choose to hit random URLs in the application servers before we divert any real customer traffic to this green fleet. So this is how you can effectively warm up your application servers, and then slowly we can start diverting the traffic to your application servers. So warming up in a very huge environment, very high traffic environment, is a very important step. We cannot skip this warming step. If you do skip this warming step, definitely your application processes will go down very frequently, and then it will provide lots of glitches to your customers. Your customers will face lots of timeouts. Your customers will face lots of 400 errors and 500 errors, gateway timeouts and all that, thus spoiling their product experience. So be sure that you follow this warming step and do properly warm your application servers, and then start diverting the traffic. Now let's see how to switch the traffic from one fleet to another fleet gradually. We cannot switch the entire customer traffic from one fleet to another fleet in a single instant, because it will bring down our application server processes. Even if we have properly warmed up the servers also, then also there are higher chances and possibilities that our application servers may go down. So what we need to do is, we need to divert the traffic in small percentages. So this is the load balancer and proxy is the place that we need to control to divert the traffic gradually. First, we need to replace 5% of the blue servers in the load balancer with 5% of green servers. Once the diversion happens, once we replace the 5% of the servers in the load balancer, blue servers in the load balancer with green servers, we need to constantly check the error rate and the performance of this application servers. If there is no error rate and the application server performance is quite good, then we can think of replacing another 20% of the blue servers on the load balancer. So basically, this is how we need to proceed. So if the 25% of the servers are totally good and there are no error rates and the application performance is good and the application is stable, then we can start thinking of diverting 50% of the traffic by replacing 50% of the blue servers in the load balancer with 50% of the green servers. And again constantly check that. And if everything is successful, then again we can replace the entire 50%, remaining 50% of the servers. So this is how we slowly, gradually divert the traffic from one fleet to another fleet. Once the traffic is totally diverted to this green fleet application servers, then we need to switch off or power off this blue fleet application servers, because we no more need this, because this is not going to serve any customer traffic. So this is how we can effectively switch the traffic in blue-green deployments. Now let's look into the do's and don'ts in blue-green deployment. Many used to think that blue-green deployment also suits database service deployments like MySQL, Elasticsearch, Redis, MongoDB, Riak or something like that. It is actually not designed for that. Blue-green deployment strategy is specifically designed to suit application service deployments like Python, PHP, Node.js, Java, Ruby, etc. So we should not use blue-green deployment for our database service deployments. If we do that, we'll screw up the entire thing. And number two, we need to always consider this entire thing as production environment. Some people used to consider that this is one production environment and this is one production environment, which is totally wrong way of understanding blue-green deployments. This is one single fleet which is called as blue, and this is one single fleet called as green. Both these fleets are a part of single production environment. This is how we need to look into the blue-green deployments. And number three, every time when we try to switch the traffic from one fleet to another fleet, we need to constantly have an eye on the error rate. Maybe we can use New Relic or ELK APM or something like that to know the application performance and error rate. If we don't have an eye on the error rate and if we try to divert the traffic from one fleet to another fleet, our customers will have the worst experience in our product. So this is a very important thing. We need to always have an eye on the error rate when you are trying to switch the traffic from one fleet to another fleet. Number fourth thing is, before taking this blue-green deployment strategy to your production environment, always make sure you build a staging environment using the same blue-green strategy, and then try the deployments and try to simulate some artificial traffic and do it. Because without testing this blue-green deployment strategy in your staging environment, never take this to production, because we do not know what will happen in the production. So these are the important do's and don'ts which we need to keep in mind when we go for blue-green deployment. Hope this video is very useful for you. I think you have learned enough in the blue-green deployment topic. If this video is very useful for you, and if you have any kind of doubts related to this blue-green deployment, feel free to share your comments in the comment thread so that we can answer in that. Also, if you want us to cover any specific topic, also let me know in the comment thread so that we can create a new video for you. I believe you've enjoyed this video. Keep watching. Thank you. Bye.